If you are looking for a lazy girl job, I got the job for you, girl. Look no further. I just got one. I just finished my first week. When I tell you that this job is sent from heaven, and all these like, girl boss the heck out of your life. No. Now, when it comes to a job, I do not want a girl boss. I want to girl boss my dreams. That was my last job. I was in tech consulting. And when I tell you that job burned me out so fast, because everyone at that time was like, get into tech, get into tech. I got into tech and I got burned out because it was not the job for me. I need a lazy girl job, and so I got one. So here's what you are going to look for. We're going to look for a admin position at a dental office. Make sure that the dental office is a corporate dental office and it is not a private dental office, because if you go private, less likely chance that they will have benefits to give you. You want to make sure that you get paid well and you get benefits. My job is a patient care coordinator. I am a front desk check-in person only. Emphasis on the only. Can I get an amen? This job, I had no idea it was going to be this easy. What your day will look like: checking in people, answer phones all day, take messages, call and confirm. Hello, ma'am. Hi, we see that you have an appointment confirmed for 2 p.m. We just wanted to see if you were on the way. Okay, you're 5 minutes away. Okay, cool. Thank you. We will see you soon and we have your paperwork ready. Click. End of discussion. Girl, this job is too easy. What you want to put on your resume: customer service, tech, admin, being a team player, highly organized, and multitask. If you are someone who wants a challenge and you like customer service, plugged into doing the same things over and over again, love that it's just like so routine. Girl, if you don't go and get one of these jobs, patient care coordinator, front desk, admin at a dental office, that is what you want to look for. And look at me, like, I'm looking so cute, okay? I look studious. Someone told me that. I'm looking studious. It's an all-girl office. If you get into one, it's also going to be an all-girl office, so you have to be able to play nice. You have to be able to play nice. I love the girls, okay? Give me compliments on my makeup. Give me compliments on my outfit. You are a girl's girl if you love admin work, if you love looking cute while doing your admin work, and if you like limited interaction with men, you need to get this job.
Well, guys, listen, at the end of the day, I'm telling you, the biggest thing that I try to explain to people is that you can, in fact, design the life that you love. And if it requires pivoting to get into certain jobs, then maybe that's what you got to do. However, the question ends up being, well, who are these people making all this money? Like, put me on game, sis. What do they do for a living? And guess what? That's what I'm here to do. I saw this video on Instagram and I want to share it with y'all because that is usually what the next question is. What do people do that's making $120,000, $150,000, $200,000 a year, and all they got to do is clock in at 9 and then they leave at 5? So, watch this.
Figures, 105K was my first job. If you have an on-earning potential of up to 135K, but typically they have a base salary between 75 to 80K.
So you went from $40,000 a year to $400,000 in just 6 months of being in tech?
Yes. All in, I'm upwards of 150K. I actually started with a boot camp.
So all in, I make about 105,000. I know people who have graduated and made 75,000 to like 180.
So my OT is $90,000. I know someone in my company who's actually in the millions. So I'm not gonna tell you what I make, but folks in my position can make upwards of 200K annually between base and bonus, creeping up to 300K.
So I make, around $750,000, but the potential can be up to $1 million.
So I make around 150 a year, and I heard people making up to 200K a year.
Right now I make around 100K, and I would say the highest earning potential could be 150, about that.
So I make roughly $125,000, and the highest that you can make in the role is $250,000.
In real life, there are people that will never meet someone that makes $150,000 or $200,000. What I ask is, a lot of the followers that I have, they make that type of money. So if you are one of those people, please drop in the comments. Tell people what kind of job you have and what's the salary range, because you very well may be the closest person that they will ever come to or have come into contact with as of yet that makes that kind of money. So make it real for them. Y'all, the only way that we're going to come up is that we all come up together.
A lazy girl job is simply a job that does not require a lot of work, a lot of maintenance, a lot of having to go and do things, pick up heavy items. Genuinely find a passion, something that you would not mind doing, and go apply to do that full time. If you like makeup, hair, you can be a salon receptionist. You can answer the phone, take bookings for salon suite. If you dream to aspire to be a nurse and you're in the medical field, go be at the front desk. Be a receptionist. Become a makeup artist at Sephora. Work in fragrance. Easy customer service job with women's clothing. I understand that nobody wants to work, and working as a woman is exhausting because everyone just wants to exist. But realistically, we're not being realistic.
Okay, this is what I want to say about that commentary is, listen, compared to a tech job versus this soft girl job of working as a receptionist or something administrative, you are not going to make the same amount of income as a tech professional in most cases. Now, if you're an executive assistant, you will probably make a nice income if you're living in a big city, but you're also going to have the stress of working for executives. Now, that's just going to be a trade-off because there's stress when it comes to dealing with finances and inflation, and then there's stress of working a job. That's all I will say here. I will have more commentary later.
If you want a lazy job, here are the 4 places you do want to work at. Starting with number 4, the corporate side of finance. Promotions and bonuses are pretty much guaranteed. It's easy to fly under the radar, your role is very structured, and you have a massive team to rely on. Number 3, the administrative side of academia. It's administrative, it's easy work, and it's low pressure. Number 2 is a popular one in the comments and so real. Government jobs. I've tried to break into government so many times and never landed the job. You know why? It's so good, no one wants to leave. Max level career security, notoriously slow pace, so no pressure to get things done quickly, and a lot of government positions now offer remote and hybrid. And lastly, the ultimate lazy job, government funded positions. Not government specifically, but a regular company where the role is government funded. These roles are never essential to a company. They were only recently created because they just got extra money. They're usually support roles where they're making it work for you as you go. I've worked 3 at this point and they were all completely remote, a couple hours of work a week, and super flexible. Just search for the programs in your area, but here are a couple in Canada.
I have seen a trend going around of people talking about lazy girl jobs, and I think I have the holy grail. I'm a little bit afraid to share because I feel like it's been a secret amongst this community of people who work this job. Because it's like most people don't leave because they know their spot's gonna be taken pretty quickly. The only reason I stopped working there is because COVID happened. So I would still be working there more than likely. But yeah, they're not hiring by me anymore, so that's unfortunate. My hope in sharing is I hope this video will find the right person who this job would be perfect for. I'm also currently unemployed, so I'm hoping that Karma will come back and bless me with a job or something for sharing this information. The perfect person for this job is anyone who has serving experience, whether that's like banquet serving, serving for events, private serving, waiting tables, whatever, just service. It's the perfect job because it pays a lot more and you do a lot less. I know when I worked as a server, I was making like $2 an hour, and my biggest tip was $70 at the end of the night, and I was the only service on duty, and I worked the entire thing for $70 in tips. So that was fucking terrible. The most that I made off of one bill working this job, granted I worked very hard for this tip, and I worked very hard in general and was rewarded for my hard work, but I made $700 off of one bill. So like you can make some king money. The job I'm talking about is being a suite attendant at a arena, a sports arena, event center, yada yada yada. Yeah, I worked in a town that's like not that big, so I can only imagine what people in bigger cities make. The reason I call it a lazy girl job is it is a lot of work. I'm not gonna say that it's not, but coming from being a waitress or like serving or anything like that, it is a lot less work. You set up your suite or suites in the beginning of your shift, set up like all the hots and drinks and everything, and get everything stocked and ready for the guests to arrive. And then you just replenish throughout the night. Say you were working 1 or 2 or 3 suites and the bill's like $2,000 or $1,000. You're making 20% of that. Sometimes it's automatic gratuity, sometimes it's not. But just do the math, like you're making some pretty good money. And it was so much fun. I had so much fun. I loved it. It was just fun because I like serving in general. But they had the concerts, they had a bunch of different events. We were always busy kind of, but there was some downtime. You could like watch the shows low key. It's more of a side hustle or a part-time gig that I would recommend it for, because the events are generally on the weekends. So it would be like a weekend gig, part-timer. And it's not like a consistent flow of work. Like, you're not going to make like a full-time salary doing this, but it's definitely like a really bomb side hustle. I was doing it when I was in college. So I would do school during the week and then work on weekends. It's phenomenal.
If you're looking for the ultimate lazy girl job, this one's for you. So the lazy girl job really means that you're doing less work and getting paid more. You're in a toxic free environment, you have more freedom, you're just happier all around, which in hand helps you live a more soft feminine life. This role, you can even create your own schedule, you can be in comfy clothes, you can be in your house, you could be across the country. And there's no cap to the earning potential. So now let's get into the role. I'm sure you've noticed all of the online coaches and business owners, influencers that have high ticket programs now on social media. What you can do is partner up with these people and be their remote closer. The benefit of this is that you don't need to do anything but hop on these calls. Their programs are going to be around $5,000, $10,000. You'll be making around 10% commission. They are going to be responsible to give you all the leads and they do the fulfillment. So literally you just need to get on the calls. So now let's do the math. Let's say they get you about 5 calls per day. Let's say you only close 1 per day. If the package is 5,000, then you'll get 500. Now you do that Monday through Friday, 4 weeks to a month. You do the math. That's like lawyer salary, all from the comfort of your home or anywhere in the world. And by the way, women in sales literally rock it. I've been a part of a company prior where all the top salespeople were women.
Okay, so here's what I am going to say about the tech jobs versus the soft girl or lazy girl jobs. With the tech jobs, you're going to be working. Like, it can be a case where you land a place that doesn't have regular layoffs, it's not super competitive, but in general, the tech industry is fairly competitive and technology is constantly changing. So you have to stay up on trends. With the lazy girl / soft girl jobs, you will likely be concerned about a couple of things. One, you will need to make sure that you have really solid relationships, because anyone can gain these administrative type of jobs that are designated into this soft girl, lazy girl job category. The other thing is that when layoffs happen, typically, executives are looking at jobs that don't require as much work, where they can either offshore it, have less people doing that type of work. And then to my last point is artificial intelligence or AI, where there has been a shift of making administrative tasks go ahead and shift to some type of AI tool that can either, again, lessen the amount of people doing these administrative tasks or get rid of it altogether. So that would be my concern, is that yes, it sounds amazing to have a job that is lighter, that lets you either work from home or have a just softer work life. I get it. But keep in mind that jobs are extremely competitive, especially during times where there are less and less jobs. And how we're trending right now is that there are becoming less and less jobs. So which jobs tend to get taken up the quickest? The ones with the lowest barrier to entry. This is not the message I would like to give my ladies out there, but I do question this trend happening right now in the space where men are complaining and saying that women shouldn't have jobs. Not all men are saying this, but there is a growing number of men looking at women and asking, why do they have this job? Did they gain this job of their own merits, or is it DEI, right? Women should be at home. I could do that job. So when you are pushing women into these job sectors that have a lower barrier to entry, that means it will be more competitive. So in one way, while it may be a softer job, you don't necessarily want to be consistently worried about AI taking your job, being let go, or having layoffs because there are cheaper methods of doing your job, or just needing to continuously have really solid relationships with people in your office that you may or may not love, right? It's not a role, I would say, things like receptionists and administrative type of roles. It's not a role where you're just going to be sitting off to the side, never talking to people. So if you are looking for a job where you are not going to be going out to lunch, kind of chit-chatting, doing these water cooler conversation things to build and maintain relationships, well, you're going to have another thing coming. And I say this because I've worked in corporate for a long time. So for young girls who are just getting started, like you just graduated and you're looking for these jobs, just keep in mind that yes, while there are going to be easier aspects of the role, there are going to be harder aspects of the role. And yes, it sounds like it's fun to build relationships, maintain relationships, but it is actually work, especially in those times where you're working with people that you don't like, or maybe they have very strong personalities. I'm saying that very mindfully. Anywho, I'm going to close it here. Let me know what you think about this topic, and I will talk to you later.